Welcome to Episode 1 in the Accident Theory series. We will begin by exploring what accident theory is and why it is a critical area of study in the field of occupational health and safety. We will also define a near-miss incident as well as differentiate between loss and catastrophic loss. The goal of this episode is to lay a strong foundation in accident theory by defining key concepts that will serve as a cornerstone for further education or career development in occupational health and safety. Accident theory is broadly defined as the research and study of accident prevention in the workplace. It involves examining various cause and effect scenarios and connecting them in a way that is easy to understand. By applying accident theory to incidents after they occur, tough questions can be addressed, such as analyzing the behaviors and motivations of workers and management to identify contributing factors that led to the event. Effective accident theory analysis can even result in redesigning workplace procedures or physical environments to prevent future incidents. When an accident occurs in a workplace, an investigation into determining the cause of the accident should take place. We use the phrase "should take place" because, as we will learn later, not all accidents are reported or even documented. However, the important thing to understand is that when an investigation takes place, a great deal of what is known about accident prevention is collected through the experience gained in accident investigation. This does not mean that occupational health and safety professionals should promote workers injuring themselves to further the research into accident theory. Rather, it simply shows that when accidents are thoroughly investigated, the results of the investigations can be used to reduce and eliminate the elements that led up to the event taking place. When investigating an incident, there could be factors outside of the workplace that may be affecting a worker's performance and safety awareness on the job. When a workplace accident occurs, it is crucial to conduct an investigation to determine the root cause. While not all accidents are reported or documented, investigations are essential as they provide valuable insights into accident prevention. It is important to note that the purpose of accident investigation is not to promote unsafe conditions or worker injuries to advance research, but to use the findings to eliminate or mitigate the factors that caused the event. Thorough investigations help reduce risks and create safer working environments. The push for applying accident theory often stems from the financial burden associated with workplace accidents. Employers bear the costs of injuries, illnesses, lost time, and reduced productivity. Some costs, such as medical bills and time away from work, are visible and easy to calculate. However, the total loss after an accident is harder to quantify and is often represented by the loss iceberg. This model highlights hidden or indirect costs, which can be 6 to 53 times greater than the visible costs above the surface. These hidden costs include time spent administering first aid, transporting injured workers, conducting investigations, repairing equipment, hiring and retraining replacement workers, and productivity losses caused by disruptions. Indirect costs emphasize the industrialized world's reliance on time and productivity as financial drivers, making accident prevention a logical step for maximizing profits. Historically, accident theory evolved from observing and reacting to workplace accidents. For instance, repeated worker falls from a ledge eventually led to the installation of barriers or handrails. Over time, such reactive measures were formalized into laws and guidelines to proactively prevent similar accidents. Earlier in the 20th century, accident investigations focused primarily on injured workers, often neglecting property damage or underlying causes. For example, if a worker slipped on ice, the focus would be on treating the injury rather than investigating why the ice was present. Modern accident theory, however, adopts a more comprehensive approach, investigating all factors contributing to an incident. In the same scenario, a modern investigation would examine the root cause of the icy conditions, such as a leaking drain pipe. This approach, known as total loss control, considers all losses, including physical property damage. Think of a time you injured yourself. Other than the injury that took place, what was the total loss that occurred? Could you determine the primary cause of why you were injured? Share your reflection in this episode's group chat or in the comments section if you are following on social media. A common question in occupational health and safety is the distinction between accident and incident. Many professionals are moving away from using the word accident and adopting the word incident instead. There are two main reasons for this shift. First, accident is often associated with injuries, leading to underreporting of close calls or near misses. Using incident instead encourages reporting, enabling better analysis and prevention strategies. Second, the term accident implies bad luck or fate, suggesting the event was uncontrollable or without apparent cause. Modern health and safety practices reject this notion, focusing instead on identifying and addressing the root causes of incidents. Investigators are encouraged to continually ask why, until the underlying cause can no longer be broken down, ensuring a thorough understanding of the incident and its contributing factors. This method allows for targeted interventions to prevent similar occurrences in the future. When an incident occurs, it is important to classify the incident based on severity or factors involved. Every workplace defines the terms minor, major, and catastrophic incidents differently. The specific terminology may vary, and some workplaces may not distinguish between major and catastrophic incidents, while others have a more detailed categorization of injury levels. Regardless of the terminology, these classifications typically involve incidents where one or more workers are injured. In such cases, most workplaces require documentation and an investigation into the circumstances leading up to the incident. Where definitions often become less clear is when an event occurs but no injuries are reported. These events are classified as close calls, or in this learning series, near-miss incidents. A near miss generally involves situations where property is damaged or fails due to a lack of maintenance. If the defect in the property is not addressed, a near miss can quickly escalate into an injury. For example, a worker is attempting to attach a hose that has a defect in the fitting at the end. This defect in the piece of equipment initially causes a near miss incident. However, we can see from the cartoon strip that the situation rapidly escalated into a worker injury due to the unresolved issue. This highlights the importance of addressing near misses promptly to prevent injuries and ensure workplace safety. Health and safety professionals face the challenge of determining when it is appropriate to report, investigate, and document near-miss incidents, or when to just make a mental note and move on. While the ideal answer is that all incidents, regardless of severity, should be documented, this approach is often impractical in real-world settings. During workplace inspections, inspectors may encounter numerous property defects, but filing a report for every minor issue can consume valuable time that could be spent identifying and addressing more serious hazards. The terminology a workplace uses to describe events, whether near misses or incidents, often reflects its internal policies and approach to safety reporting. While these terms may differ in definition and usage, the fundamental principle remains the same: identifying, monitoring, and investigating any factor that could jeopardize employee health and safety. The distinction between near misses and incidents is important, as it shapes how organizations respond to incidents and the level of attention given to preventative measures. However, regardless of the terminology, the emphasis should always be on fostering a culture of safety where every potential risk is addressed. Do you believe that near-miss incidents should be reported at the discretion of the employer? Or should they be a required report to a government agency? Share your opinion in this episode's group chat or in the comment section if you are following on social media. Throughout this episode, we have emphasized the importance of understanding accident theory to minimize and eliminate loss in the workplace. We have also distinguished between near-miss incidents and injury incidents, noting that while near misses involve no human injury, they may still result in property damage or other detrimental outcomes. But what exactly do we mean by loss? In simple terms, loss encompasses anything that negatively impacts the health, safety, and productivity of a workplace. Referring to the concept of the loss iceberg, we can see that loss manifests in various forms, some of which are more visible and easier to quantify than others. The loss iceberg illustrates that while direct and tangible losses, such as medical expenses or equipment repairs, are visible above the surface, a significant portion of loss remains hidden below the waterline. These hidden or indirect losses, such as lost productivity, investigation time, or morale issues, are often more difficult to identify and measure, but can have a profound impact on an organization. Loss can generally be categorized into three main types: injury, which includes the time for performing first aid, transport to hospital, cost of medical services, and can also include cost encountered for worker compensation. Time loss includes the time for performing an investigation, time of equipment shutdown, time while workers are not at work and work is not being performed, and may also include the time to retrain a new worker. Equipment repair or replacement includes the cost of parts, labor, permits, and consulting to get equipment running again after an incident. Whenever an incident occurs, some form of loss is inevitable. However, when the loss is particularly severe, it is classified as a catastrophic loss. Catastrophic loss refers to incidents that result in major injuries, fatalities, or significant destruction of infrastructure or equipment. Unlike smaller, isolated incidents, catastrophic losses have far-reaching consequences that can drastically impact the safety, operations, and productivity of a workplace. Catastrophic loss can also arise from the accumulation of multiple smaller incidents. For example, if a single worker on an assembly line were to lose a finger due to a machinery malfunction, it would be considered a serious but isolated loss. However, if nearly every worker on the assembly line experienced the same injury within a short time frame due to a widespread machinery defect or systemic failure, the situation would escalate to catastrophic loss. The scale and scope of the harm, combined with the impact on workplace operations and morale, would classify it as catastrophic. Understanding catastrophic loss is crucial because it highlights the potential for isolated hazards to multiply under the right circumstances, leading to devastating outcomes. By identifying and addressing the root causes of smaller incidents and near misses, organizations can prevent them from escalating into larger, catastrophic events. Proactively managing risks, implementing stringent safety measures, and fostering a strong safety culture are essential steps to mitigate the possibility of catastrophic loss and ensure the long-term well-being of workers and the organization as a whole. A real-life example of catastrophic loss occurred during the Halifax explosion, which took place on the morning of December 6, 1917. This catastrophic incident involved the French cargo ship SS Mont Blanche, colliding with the Norwegian vessel SS Emo in the waters of Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. The blast from the explosion had a force roughly equal to 2.9 kilotons of TNT, which scattered debris and created a huge tsunami. In total, 1,782 people died and over 9,000 were injured. The town of Richmond, as well as the Mi'kmaq First Nation settlement at Tufts Cove, were wiped out due to the explosion and tsunami. Accident theory is a crucial field in occupational health and safety, focusing on understanding and preventing workplace incidents. This episode explores key concepts, starting with the definition of loss and its relationship to accidents. Investigating workplace accidents, whether they result in injury or property damage, provides valuable insights into prevention. The loss iceberg model highlights visible and hidden costs, emphasizing the importance of proactive risk management. Modern accident theory takes a comprehensive approach, identifying root causes rather than attributing incidents to chance. The distinction between accidents and incidents encourages better reporting and prevention strategies. Near-miss incidents, though often overlooked, serve as warning signs and should be addressed to prevent more severe outcomes. Catastrophic loss, which results in major injuries or infrastructure damage, can stem from isolated incidents or a series of smaller, unaddressed hazards. By fostering a strong safety culture, implementing preventative measures, and thoroughly investigating incidents, organizations can minimize loss and create safer, more productive workplaces. COHSI provides its students with a multiple-choice quiz at the end of each episode, which can be used as practice material for the content that has been covered. A free version of the quiz can be accessed by anyone following our content on social media by using the QR code shown on the screen. If you are a COHSI student, please complete the discussion board topics found throughout this unit, as well as the episode quiz. Both of these tasks can be found under their appropriate tabs in your learning portal. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to your course instructor. Thank you for watching and have a safe day.